Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back again to VanZ channel. This time I will make a list of recommended games and review them according to yesterday's request, namely 40 Winlator emulator games that you can play on devices that have a Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 processor. Most of the following gameplay use the latest version of Winlator or Bionic version. Use the graphic driver wrapper and Qualcomm Adreno driver to make it smoother when playing the game. Okay guys, no more talking. Let's begin. First, The Evil Within. It is not surprising that this chipset is only capable of playing this game with FPS performance below 20. This is because there is still no turnip driver available. 2. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. This game should run very playable on this Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 without recording and using a slightly lower resolution. Next, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. You can use the Vortec driver or wrapper by using Qualcomm Adreno to be able to play this game with no graphic bug problems. 4. Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V is one of the light games to play even for mid-range devices. The performance in the following gameplay is not good, probably due to the driver. 5. Just Cause 2. This action game that triggers the adrenaline of players with a gameplay full of tension and challenges. This game is very smooth for you to play. 6. Dying Light. Don't expect too much to play this game smoothly without using the turnip driver that supports for your Adreno devices. 7. Tekken 7. Without recording, you might get more stable FPS performance above 20. Some settings in the box 64 menu can also help optimize performance. Next, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. Use GD wrapper and Qualcomm Adreno driver that you think is better. I also suggest you to always change the settings in the box 64 menu. Next, Deadpool. You can definitely play this Marvel comedy action game very smoothly on this emulator, using the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 chipset or lower. 10. Mortal Kombat XL. This game is still quite heavy for you to play on this processor, but if you have better settings, feel free to share them with others in the comments. Next, Metro 2033 Redux. Metro Redux game is now playable quite smoothly for mid-range devices using either turnip driver or Adreno wrapper. Next, Battlefield Bad Company 2. You will get better performance than this if you use the turnip driver where the Adreno processor does not yet support the use of this driver. 13. MotoGP 2024. Just like I said in the previous list, this game runs well when using turnip driver. Or you can change the box 64 settings to get an FPS boost. Next, Hitman Absolution. Use the setting suggestions below to be able to play this game, even though the settings are still not good. Use your better settings than this. Next, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. You can play this cool game from the Rimuru character quite well, with frames per second sometimes above 20 or even more stable. 16. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. This popular fighting game from the anime adaptation can be played with frames per second reaching 20 plus, if not recording. Next, Lego Marvel Superheroes. This game is playable for you to play on Winlator using mid-range chipset. Lower the resolution if you feel the performance is not optimal. Next, Sniper Elite VE2 Remastered. This game is certainly not playable enough for you to play, especially if you are not using the turnip driver version in the container. 19. GTA 5. If you're a big fan of this GTA game, then frames per second below 20 shouldn't be a big problem for you if you are dying to play it. Next, GTA 4. To play it properly, use the Vortec and DXVK drivers as suggested below, and don't forget to lower the resolution in the container menu. Or you can use your better settings to run it. Next, Jump Force. This cool fighting game is very heavy to play on your processor. You need better settings or find references on YouTube from various sources. 22. Need for Speed. Most Wanted 2012. Become a professional car racer in this game by conquering various racing circuits. Now this game can be played quite well on this chipset. Next, Poppy Playtime. Chapter 4. This game is still not good enough for you to play on Snapdragon 7S Gen 3. However, you still need reference from YouTube. Next, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I suggest you to use the wrapper driver and use Qualcomm Adreno so that the performance maybe can be better than this. 25. Unpossess Exorcism Simulator. Exorcism Simulator game set in the early 1900s. Players take on the role of exorcists, responsible for addressing cases of human possession. Next, Naruto x Boruto Storm Connections. The performance of this game when played on Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 is not much different from the previous Naruto list. Next, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. This game is still quite heavy to play on a mid-range chipset like the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 or other similar. 28. NBA 2K16. This quite popular basketball game can be played with better FPS, but there are some sound bugs that are quite annoying. Next, WWE 2K15. By using 720 resolution, you can play this game with sharper graphics, and the performance is also quite good for this Snapdragon 7S Gen 3. Next, Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is one of the best Assassin's Creed series and the lightest to play on this Winlator. Use 720p resolution to be more comfortable to enjoy the graphics while playing. 31. Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. I don't really recommend you to play this game because it's still too heavy for you to play on this chipset. Play the Mugen version, which is much more stable. Next, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. This series is lighter to play on all devices and the graphics are also quite good. Next, Outlast. This is also one of the games that is quite light for you to play, especially on Snapdragon 7S Gen 3, even though it uses Vortec or wrapper driver. 34. Tomb Raider 2013. This Tomb Raider game can be played quite well at around 18 frames per second. You may be able to maximize the FPS by changing the box 64 settings. Next, Blood 2, The Chosen. Gunslinger Caleb has spent the last century searching for a way to resurrect his comrades, The Chosen, who were killed by the Cabal. Next, Need for Speed Underground 2. NFS Underground 2 is the second series that is quite popular with players who like the racing genre. You can play this game playable now. 37. Total Overdose. Total Overdose. A Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico is a single-player third-person action, shooter, and TPS game. Now you can play it playable. Next, Spider-Man 2, the game. Classic Spider-Man series with quite unique and interesting gameplay. This game is still not quite playable for you to play on mid-range devices. Next, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. This game is also not too smooth for you to play if you do not use the turnip driver. Use better settings than this. Final list, X-Blades. In X-Blades, the player takes on the role of the enchanting heroine Ayumi, who survives a breathtaking dance of blades through the hordes of darkness. Now this game it's have better performance for mid-range devices. Okay, Those are some games that I can share with you to play on the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 processor. If you think some of the games you see are not so playable to play, please do not try them. Some games also require better performance by adding or changing settings in the Box 64 menu and those in the container. Okay guys, if you found this video useful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Vanzi channel. And also don't forget to share it with your friends. Okay guys, see you later. Bye.